All right, guys, I'm going to walk you through a bunch of tips and tricks for the OnePlus Watch 2. So let's get into it. So if you're in an app or in something, I'll just open this up. Say I'm in here and say you just want to go back. Really easy. All you got to do is swipe from the left to the right, and that will bring you back. You can also, if you're in something, we'll just go back in here. If you want to go home, you can just press this button in the top right, and that will bring you home. You also can swipe down from the top from the home screen, and this brings up your quick toggles, which we'll go through in a minute. Left to right, this will bring you into your little cards you have set up, and it can show over here as well. And then, like I said, swiping up will bring you a notification. So that's the basic usage of the watch. Now, if you want to change your watch face, press and hold it. You can do it from right here on your watch. You can see there's a bunch that you can choose from. Sometimes you can even swipe up to remove these if you want. And then ultimately there's a bunch, like I said, in here. And if you like one, just tap on it and it will be your watch face. You can also tap this button in the middle right here. And this will allow you to be like, okay, I like this watch face, but you know what? I want to change the colors on it. So you can choose that. You can swipe through and you can choose different complications as well. So it gives you a lot of control over how you're going to set your watch and your customization of the watch on here. Swiping back down from the top, it's going to bring you into your quick toggles like I mentioned earlier. There's a couple of cool ones in here. The one at the top, if you have it set up, is going to bring you into your ability to pay with your watch. So you can tap on that, and that will allow you to choose your Google Wallet. Click on and choose the card you want to use. Once you do that, all you're going to do is just go like this, push the face towards the payment system that you're going to use it on, wherever you're going to pay, and it should pay at that point. Swiping back down again, if you hit this button right here, I always use this. Can't find my phone, I tap on that, and that will ring my phone. Swipe down from the top again. You have this. You can add Bluetooth earphones. You can see right here, I don't have any currently selected, but if I wanted to, I can hit this plus sign. And what that's going to do, I can hit pair new device, and I can hook up some Bluetooth earbuds to this. I'll have to obviously put my buds into Bluetooth pairing mode, but beyond that, it's just like that. And then you can be like, well, all right, that's great, but how do you get music on there? Well, you would have to have some kind of music app. I have Spotify, so all I would do is open up my Spotify app. So press this once. It's going to bring up all your apps, and I can go to Spotify. I'm like, I got Spotify, and you can do this with other music apps too. It's not just Spotify. And then what I'm going to do is I have to open up the Spotify app, basically. So I have it right here. I'm going to swipe over, and I'm going to find like a playlist or an artist that I like. I'll just say a playlist. Go to my playlist. Maybe I want my indie playlist. And then all you do is just press that downward pointing arrow right there, and that will download the music to this watch so that you can listen to it on this watch with your Bluetooth headphones without your phone connected. Swiping down from the top again, if you go to a movie theater or you go to bed and you just don't want your watch to bother you at all because you're going to sleep, turn this on and it will go into sleep mode and not bother you at all, not getting any notifications or anything like that. You can always still turn it on if you want, but ultimately I use that when I go to bed or if I'm going to see a movie, and it just kind of stops everything from pretty much happening. If you want to make the watch brighter, you can do it from right here. You just tap this button right there, hit the plus or the minus, or you can turn it on auto brightness to control the brightness. Also from within here, you can hit this gear, and it will bring you into settings, and settings has a bunch of things. So you can go into modes, for instance, right here, and I have it set up into smart mode, but ultimately you can turn on power saving mode or auto power saving mode if you're trying to really conserve some energy here with your watch. Wi-Fi, if you want to connect to a different Wi-Fi network, all you're going to do is find the network you want, tap on it, and then put in the password. Same thing with Bluetooth devices like I just showed you. You have general. General allows you to show unread notification dots. You can turn that on or off. Auto launch your media controls, turn that on or off. You have your app view, which I showed you. I have that planet view where it's all the apps in a circle. But if you want to use a grid view or a list view, you can. I like the planet view. It's a little bit more interesting. It kind of looks this big giant thing. It's not probably the best way to find your apps, but it can be, like I said, pretty helpful and interesting. But if you want like something really simplistic, choose list view. This is list view. It's much easier to find something in here. for the apps that you're probably trying to find. So I'd probably tell you to just use this, but I like the worldview. It just makes, it's just more interesting. Next up is connection. You can turn on airplane mode or turn on and off NFC. And if you do tap to pay, if you have another payment system, potentially you could change it to another one. Display and brightness, I showed you that earlier. I do turn on raise to wake. What that means is like my watch is, let's just say it's off. Oh, that's one thing you can do. You can put your, if you want to turn the face off automatically, just put your palm over it. There's a tip and trick for you. But if I lift it up, it automatically goes on for me. So I like having that feature of the raise to wake. I think that's a really helpful one to have in general. Continuing down, we have the brightness controls, which I did show you a moment ago. Auto screen off, I set it to 30 seconds, but you can increase it all the way up to 60. It depends on how long you want the watch to stay on while you're not using it, and then hit that checkbox. Go to watch face after 5 seconds or immediately, or after 30 seconds, you can set that timer. Always on display. I turn it off, and the reason being is you're going to get better battery life, but then also, why do you need it on all the time? Because once you're not looking at it all the time, and once you raise your wrist, it's always going to be on. So I would say keep it off, but if you need it on, just turn it on right there. If you have trouble seeing the screen, you can make the text size bigger. Just hit this plus sign, make it bigger or smaller, and it automatically saves. Animation booster, you can see this will enable animations and 3D rendering. So you can turn this on if you want an animation. It's going to use the battery, say, will significantly reduce your watch, possibly by 1 to 2 days. So you can turn it on or off. I'm fine with the way the animations look, so I'll keep that off. But if you want some better looking animations, you can turn that on. Next up is sounds and vibrations. Here you go. If you want your vibrations, you can do vibration haptics. You can make them strong or moderate, or you can customize them as well for certain things. You can go into like notifications and make them granules or bells. You can choose what you want for these different types of notifications. Volume, you can see ring notification. I have it off because I just want to feel the vibration on my wrist, but you can turn it on and off right there. Same thing with your call volume. I like that thing to be all the way up, so I'd recommend setting it up right there. Media volume all the way up, alarm volume all the way up. Ring while on the wrist, I keep that on. Do not disturb, if you want to turn this on, this will basically turn your watch's notifications off. It's good if you're going into a movie as well. Ringtone, you can choose your different ringtones. You can increase volume to hear the ringtone. That's one. I don't even have the ringer on, but if you had the ringer on, it would allow you to hear what the ringtone is. But for me, again, not terribly needed for it. Next, we have your controls. This is the home button. So the home button's right here, actually. Sorry. No, right here. I'm sorry. That's the home button. So I have it so it brings up my apps, but if I press it twice, it will do something else. So right now, it'll bring up my most recent app. So if I double press it, it brings up the most recent app I had open for it. So that can be pretty cool to have that ability to do it. But again, you can change it to whatever you want. Same thing when you press and hold open. So like, I mean, for me, I guess that's kind of important to do that. But if you press and hold open, I have it to bring up my assistant. And you can have your assistant do different things with your Google Assistant. So if I wanted to control something, I can, or ask a question. So I'll press and hold it. What's the score of the Celtics game?
Today, the Celtics played.
And there you go. Same thing with this multifunction button. It's the button right here. Now, you can press it once, and I have it open up my messages. But again, you can click on it and have it pretty much do anything or nothing. It's really up to you. Maybe settings would be more, we'll just keep it at messages. When I press it twice, it does open my Google Wallet. So all I do is press it twice from any screen, and it brings up my wallet, and I can pay for stuff. It's really, really helpful. Going back to the main screen of settings, the next one is apps and notifications. We kind of went through this. You can, notifications, you can show all if you want. or I can show just the disabled ones. So I can, for instance, if I don't want notifications from Audible, I can tap on that and turn them off right there. Default apps, this might be important for you. So you can see my browser app is Wear OS, but if I tap on it, I can potentially choose a different app. Same thing with my digital assistant. If I had a different digital assistant, I could potentially choose a different one. Home app, I can use a different home app. So there are different apps that you can potentially choose for some of these default apps. Still under settings, if you go down to system updates, this is where you can check to see if you have any updates. And if you do, all you do is it'll basically download the update on your watch, and then you need to put your watch back on the charger for it to eventually go and do the update. Still under settings, go to other, and you have system settings, preferences. This is where you can change the orientation of your watch, left or right. Date and time, you can have it be automatic or the automatic time zones. Change your languages. Input methods, this is where you can change you have smart replies, or you can come in here and add or delete a keyboard. If you want to turn your watch off, what you're going to do is press and hold this button right here. I'm going to press and hold that, and eventually you'll get to the part where you can power it off or restart or turn on power saver or do an emergency call. Going back to these cards, if you swipe over, you can actually add or remove some. You can do is press and hold here. Say I don't want this one, all I do is just start to swipe up and it will delete it. Or I can, if I want to move it to the left or the right, all I do is this. Be like, I want it to be all the way to the end. And then I would just hit the home button and it would do that. Or I can just press this way and put it to the beginning, or put it wherever you want really. Or I can hit a plus sign and I can add a different card. You have multiple to choose from. So really cool to easily add and remove these on your watch right there. The O Health app has some cool things as well built into it. So you can change your watch faces right here or edit them. Your tiles, like I showed you earlier, you can come in here and add or remove any you want. Just hit the minus sign. Notification, same thing. You can have a lot of control with your notifications on here. Turn them on and off for certain things. Workout and health. You see you have your daily activities. You can change those in here so that you meet your goals. If you go to more, there's even some more cool stuff in here, such as take a screenshot. So I'm going to just set my watch to something. Maybe I'm like, I want to take a picture of this. I can hit take screenshot, and in just a moment it takes the screenshot and it saved it to my photos. And here you go, here's the screenshot that it took. You also have the ability to unpair if you want to basically reset this watch. Swiping down from the top, if you are going in the pool or something, taking a shower or something, you just don't want this thing to really do anything. If you turn this on, you can see turn on touch lock mode. You can press and hold the home button to exit lock mode at any time. So I'm going to turn this on, and no matter what I do, nothing will control it. It'll turn my watch on, but you have to press and hold it. Watch, I'll press and hold it, and it's going to automatically take that off. So now I can control my watch again. So there you guys go. There's a bunch of tips and tricks for your OnePlus Watch 2. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. We'll see you down the road. Peace.